profession, I still am, and I'm an Edward fan. Like, I don't read the book, but I so have to watch the movies all the time. And apparently, like with vampires, there is a doctrine they won't attack someone if you believe in the school of thought, what if that, unless they almost seek permission before attacking someone if they were to attack them in the house. So I found that very interesting. Well, they're just so good with manners. Like, they'll eat you up, they'll kill you, but they have hope. After sunset. This is the last piece that I'll be reading this afternoon. It's called Inevitable. And these are basically 5 microfiction stories, meaning each story is under 50 words. And it came out in a magazine just this past month called Blinking. And what the editor suggested was, like, I write these 5 stories and let them be interlinked. So it's actually 5 short stories under 250 words in all. And it's called Inevitable. When Maya entered her 20s, a marriage proposal followed her home. She wasn't ready. The boy's side was eager. Maya wanted to get a master's degree in psychiatry, but words weren't permitted in her house. The henna tattoo reflected the color that would define her life. Soon after the wedding, she and her husband were moved to London. Nobody asked Maya what she wanted. The bags were packed and flight tickets booked. A new place and a new life would perhaps lessen his delusions, his family thought. Or maybe they didn't want the responsibility either. Despite a sick husband at home, Maya managed to survive. She joined the School of Psychiatry while working 2 jobs. She provided for them while he laughed at the whirling ceiling fan. He hid behind the couch, pulled his hair, chewed his nails. Maya forgot to smile. Eventually, he slit his wrists and became a case study for Maya's classmates. The more he screamed, the less she told the family about her husband's condition. He was her responsibility, they reiterated, not theirs or any mental institutions. Until such time he was alive, she had to serve him. Scribbling a few words in a psychiatry journal, Maya stared at the ceiling fan in her home office. The fan, with its soothing air and zen-like music, brought tranquility to her patients. It could also embrace her husband's limp body. Thinking of the possible end, Maya smiled.
I'm sorry, that was wonderful, but I don't want you to walk away yet. Could you just mention a couple of words about the books that you brought with you?
Absolutely. Thank you. See, thank you so much. You all have been absolutely incredible. I have 4 of my books out there, one of which just came out a couple of days ago. Oh,
There you go.
do you mind? Thank you. So the story wasn't about my husband, clearly. He's
She's thinking about smiling and me hanging from a
yeah, I was like looking at the ceiling fan and Maya smiling. Pull your hair, whatever fit is left that I haven't pulled it out. So this is the book that came out just this past week. It's called Not All Birds Sing. It's all books. I think Jay. I mean, it's such an honor to be reading here with you. And no, seriously. But I think a book never gets old for a writer. Like, every book is so special, and so if I say this book is extra special, not the writing aspect, of course it is, but it's extra special because it's in collaboration with a visual artist. She's an Australian artist, she and I met at a residency, and I was just telling Deborah, we have the same sense of humor, we like the same wine, we're like, oh, we are friends. So how about we work on something together? And it was an incredible experience. She's amazing, and so in this book, Not All Birds Sing, there are images of her visual art, and thanks, what would I do without you? And I've responded with haikus to her visual art. My second piece, I'm trying not to be a narcissist, so I'll go in the other order. This is the other book. It's called Whispering Wars of Ganges and Zambezi. This is another poetry collection which is in collaboration with an African poet. So we've written about the socio-economic and political situation in developing countries. And where I've used haikus, he's sort of used spoken word, like it rhymes and there's just a lot of power. So we thought we wanted to use two distinct voices, where we talked about the issues consuming a big part of the world without really being didactic about it, because both of us are suckers for poetry, and we both felt like that would heal the world. See, I wasn't trying to be a narcissist. This is a book which came out last summer. It's called Because All Is Not Lost. And, when we see the word lost, it's that melancholy that comes over us, but it's like, I preface it by saying, because all is not lost. Because even in the worst of situations, my parents have always said there's always a silver lining. And, this book literally came to me I was at a residency writing, and I lost my grandfather, my father's dad, when I was 5. And he lost his voice because he died of cancer, but he would write things on a piece of paper, and he was the one who always told me to never leave the arts, to never give it up. And I'm an Indian kid. All Indian parents want you to be doctors and lawyers, and he was this one person 3 generations ahead who understood what I wanted. And so that's what the book is about. Like, even in the worst of situations, we might lose someone, or we might lose a job, or something that means a lot to us. But there's always a silver lining at the end. So that's what this book is about. And this is my 4th book. It's called Kaleidoscope, An Asian Journey of Colors. When my husband and I, we moved here, our non-South Asian friends, they would look at, our wedding pictures, and they would go all goo-gaw over the colors. And it got me thinking. I was like, I grew up with colors, so I took it for granted. And but I was like, there has to be a deeper meaning behind it. And as and when I started doing my research, even within India, I'm Hindu, so even within the Hindu community, green could mean a color of fertility to one, it could mean something else to somebody else. And we realized when we are kids, the color is so universal, like pink. Every little girl identifies with pink. It doesn't matter which part of the world you live in. But as you get older, I think the world gets so convoluted because colors start holding very specific geographic placements in our heads, for lack of a better word. Like white is, for most weddings in the West, like white is that color because it's pure, and brides wear it. Hindu widows wear that color. So it's almost like the reason being the same, but the philosophical angle is different. So there aren't any like melancholic forms in it, but it's just the whole thought of the relevance of colors, in a Hindu woman's wardrobe. This is what the book is about. So now that I've done my 2-minute spiel on my books, thank you so much, everybody. This was absolutely an amazing experience.